Hi, my name is Monique. I'm a breastfeeding peer counselor here at Kenosha County WIC. So what I do is I offer education for you during your pregnancy and more education and support throughout your breastfeeding journey. I do a lot of texting. I work from home, so I do a lot of texting, calling, and if we were able to meet in person, I would be offering you a class. But since we can't, we're going to do it this way. So this video is going to talk about pain. And pain is it's the one thing that will stop you no matter what. No matter what your decision is to, no matter how dedicated you are at wanting to breastfeed your new baby, if you're in pain, then, it just changes everything. So ideally, breastfeeding shouldn't hurt. The reality is that a lot of times it does. Most times it's due to an improper latch. So we're under the impression, most of us are under the impression that babies latch to our nipple. Right? So that is not true. The baby needs to be latched to your areola, okay? Like your whole areola. And when your baby is latched to your whole areola, then that gives you, not only does it cause you less pain, but that's where all your milk ducts are. All of your milk ducts are in your areola. So this is all of your milk ducts are here in your areola, okay? So if you have your baby latched only to the tip of your nipple, they're not gonna be able to get as much milk as they need to satisfy them. Not only that, but that is where the pain comes in. So if you run your tongue along the roof of your mouth, you'll kind of hit ridges behind your teeth. And when your baby is only sucking on the nipple, that's where your nipple is landing in baby's mouth, right at those ridges. And that friction is what's causing the pain and the skin damage. If you keep running your tongue along the roof of your mouth a little bit further back, up toward higher, that softer spot, that's where your nipple should land in the baby's mouth. And if the baby is latched to most of your areola, then it will be a much more comfortable latch for you. Again, because all those milk ducts are in your areola, now baby's latched to the whole thing, they'll be able to compress those milk ducts and get out the milk that they need. Now, my areola is this big, okay? So there is no way that my daughter was going to be able to latch to the whole areola. So what she always did was she would latch to the bottom half. So she would kind of like come at me with her chin and take in all of my areola here on the bottom and then close her mouth, and then the top of my areola would be showing, if that makes sense. So then if your areola is a little on the larger side, obviously baby's not going to be able to take the whole thing in their tiny mouth. So you just want to, like I said, make sure that like a portion of it is covered, whether it's the top, the bottom, the top. If you've got the baby laying on the in like a football hold or something like that, then make sure, however it is, that a portion, at least a big portion of your areola is covered by baby's mouth, so that they're able to get in as much milk as they can. Let me show you this picture too. Maybe you'll be able to see it. So this is, let's see. This is a picture of a poor latch. You can kind of see there that, there's a lot of space. There's air right there between the baby's lip and mom's breast. There is not very much milk coming through. The milk ducts are still staying kind of fat. This mom is going to be in a lot of pain, and this baby is not going to be eating very much milk. You can kind of see in this one, this baby is like sucked right up to mom's breast. There's no space between them. The nipple is going way back here in mom and baby's mouth. The milk ducts are being drained, and this baby's getting milk. This baby is going to be satisfied. This mom is not going to be in any pain. This also shows really good explanation why we recommend holding off on giving a baby a bottle as long as possible. You can kind of see in this one, if you compare this one to this one, this was the bad latch. If you compare the two, you can kind of see where the bottle is landing in baby's mouth. And it's landing about the same spot that the nipple was landing for that shallow latch. So when you're teaching a baby to drink from a bottle, you're teaching them to latch to only the nipple of your breast, which is going to cause you pain. So I'm not saying don't use a bottle. I'm not saying don't use a pacifier. I'm just saying use them with caution. And if you find yourself having to supplement baby, if you have to offer them either pumped milk or formula, then I would recommend using something besides a bottle. So you can use a spoon, you can use a medicine dropper, a cup, a syringe, anything, just so long as it's not a nipple. You're gonna want to wait to get your baby to latch until your baby has a wide open mouth. So baby might be crying and you might be kind of frustrated and trying to get them on there. You still have to wait for a wide open mouth. You want to think of it like baby trying to take a bite of a sandwich instead of baby like sucking in a nipple or a noodle. If your baby is trying to suck in your nipple like a noodle, then they're not going to be able to take in enough of your areola, and there is just a good chance that you're going to be in pain. If you have your baby latched, okay, and you're in pain, okay, first you want to gauge your pain. Is it like a terrible pain, or is it like a bearable pain? I rhymed. So if it's terrible, take the baby off, okay? And you just take your pinky, stick your finger here in the side of the baby's mouth, and pull back like that, and that'll break the suction and allow you to pull your breast out of the baby's mouth comfortably. And then try again. If you've got the baby latched on and you're like, it hurts, but it's not that bad, it still hurts, okay? But we want to see if we could maybe just improve on that latch instead of taking the baby off and on. They get frustrated when they come off and on, and it just makes things harder there. So if you can fix the latch maybe, so look down at the baby. Are you belly to belly? Does baby have that belly facing up at the ceiling? Well, then turn the baby's, grab baby by the butt, turn the baby so that you guys are belly to belly. Does that help? Can you lift the baby up any higher? Stick another pillow under you or something? Can you open the baby's mouth any wider? When you're looking at the baby, is the baby nourishing like this? Can you pop open their lips a little bit more? Maybe pull down the chin or lift up on the nose, maybe both, to kind of widen the mouth. Maybe put your hand on the back of the baby's neck or the nape of the baby's neck, kind of at the shoulder blades, and help them on a little bit, compress your breast a little bit, make it a little smaller, help get the baby on there. Can you do something like that? If you can, great, and just take note of, what you fixed for that feeding that made it better. And when you latch the baby the next time, try to do that right away, if that makes sense. And please keep in mind that if you are scabbed, if you have open cuts, continue to nurse your baby. It's just fine. And please use a cream. You can use lanolin. There are nipple butters. If you have absolutely nothing else, you can use olive oil. It's not ideal, but it's there and it's safe for the baby. Just don't use Vaseline. Vaseline is not safe for babies to ingest. Next, I want to talk about engorgement. So engorgement is a very painful, abnormal swelling of the breast. Engorgement is when your breast is hard, your skin is hard, pretty much from your collarbone all the way around, sometimes up under your armpit, all the way around your breast. And what it really means is that your breasts are too full, right? So your body is constantly producing milk and you're not releasing it quick enough, right? So the baby won't be able to latch to your nipple if your nipple is really hard. Not only that, but your milk isn't flowing if your breast is too hard. So you want to soften up your breast to get your milk flowing. So you can use heat, either a heating pad. I prefer a wet heat, so like a towel that you would dry the dishes with. Soak it in hot water, as hot as your skin can take it, and then just lay it, like wring it out and just lay it over the top of your breast. Do some massaging, use the palm of your hand. Like I'd said, your pain might start up here, your breasts start way up here. So just take the palm of your hand and just start doing some massaging towards your nipple, in a circular motion all the way around your breasts, under if you need to in the middle, on both sides, and you just want to start like working, getting that milk flowing, okay? And you'll start leaking, and that's, it might feel a little weird, but it's ideal. You really want to start leaking. And when your areola or your nipple is soft enough that you can get the baby to latch, go ahead and latch the baby. Get them to drink as much as you can, as much as they will take. It's going to be tempting to, maybe have baby drink a little bit on this side, and then like, oh, it felt so good, but now this side hurts, and so you're going to have baby drink a little on this side, and don't do that. It's going to make the problem worse. So you really want to just stick to that same breast, let the baby drink as much as they possibly can, and if you're still in pain after that, the other thing that people always think of is like, oh, well, I'll just pump, and pumping is helpful. It has its place, but you're gonna be better off using your hand to hand express a little bit. Just make a C shape with your hands around your areola, and you kind of push back into the wall of your breast and then roll down. Okay, and hand expressing to get a little bit of milk out is not only less painful, it's more efficient, and you're not getting out as much milk, if you are experiencing engorgement, you really don't want to be emptying your breast completely, because you're basically making more milk. That's where that supply and demand comes in again, but the opposite way from what you want. So if you're overproducing milk at that point and you're constantly pumping to completely empty, you're basically telling your body to make all of that milk again. So some of engorgement is going to be just biting down and bearing through it. My engorgement was really bad, so I always just nursed until my daughter wouldn't nurse anymore. I would express enough milk. I used my hands. You can use a pump if you prefer, but I wasn't pumping to empty. I was just pumping until I could breathe normally, until like the pain subsided a little bit. So you're not pumping like to get it all out, just until like you feel a little better, okay? And then after that, apply some cold. So heat, express your milk, and then apply cold. You'll be tempted to apply heat again because, heat feels really good, but heat can increase your swelling, so cold is better. It'll just kind of stop that pain for you. And to prevent engorgement in the future, you'll want to make sure that you're nursing your baby every 1 to 3 hours. Make sure that you're not skipping any feedings. If you find yourself at night, like in the middle of the night, where your baby is maybe sleeping longer, you might want to wake up to pump a little bit, or wake up to nurse the baby, or wake up to hand express a little bit, or something like that. And then while your baby is nursing, you can also do some massaging. Your baby might be putting their hands up, like this to touch you while they're nursing, and kind of like push down. And we kind of because they got those scratchy little fingernails, we get out of here with that. But they really need those hands, and doing that, that massaging while they're nursing is helping to more efficiently remove milk from your breast. So if your baby isn't putting their hands up to your breast, or if you're extremely engorged and you just need to help this along a little bit, then you can do it yourself. So while you have the baby latch, just again, take that palm of your hand and just kind of keep that milk moving for yourself. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, if you need to talk to me about anything, you can always reach out to me here at Kenosha County WIC. We'll get you my phone number. I will probably text you anyway. So yeah, like I said, I hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time.